And then these things kept coming out of the woodworks to interfere with our work. It was very inconvenient. And then eventually we got tired of it and left. That's 100% what happened.
Absolutely. They just.
I got so tired I went unconscious.
It happens. You're very dedicated to your work.
Oh man. Seg, can you hear us? Give us a mic check, please. I feel like there's something there, and I don't hear anything.
Oh,
Yes. Check, check, 1, 2.
Whoa, somebody. There he is. All right, wonderful. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can hear us okay?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. So, she was given the okay to move on ahead. Seg, I got you an avatar in the stream finally. It's the name title is very poor, but it has a picture at the very least, and it does highlight when you speak. So hey, there's that benefit. So you are now visually present.
Nice.
Team. They haven't gotten rid of you just yet. Otherwise, I believe you are all at the manor. In a long, tough, eventful day prior, whooped a couple of you guys in the butt, leaving you a little bit in the despair. You decided to withdraw, reassess, and you guys, I believe, have 48-ish hours before it has to be reported. And Professor Sharpbeak is pretty much begging you guys to please be able to resolve this issue before it becomes publicly known to the Dean, the Oracle, and anyone else that is of concern. She really doesn't want this to go wrong. And this is her first time, her first big responsibility, and she's begging you guys for help. She said you guys got about 48 hours. You guys requested a bit time of reprieve to regroup and plan, if I'm not mistaken. What do you guys wish to discuss and bring forward, as you guys are at the manor in your humble abode?
Well, I don't mind helping out the dean, as long as we don't die doing it.
Which does seem likely given the teachers here.
very much so.
So, I mean, we can go back out there, maybe stick together this time, proceed cautiously. But you know, the dean might have to handle her own problems if it looks like we're gonna die. We'll turn around and go the other way.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay. Okay. So it looks like
I
we
don't like getting stomped.
we got like a census going of how to address. So you guys don't mind going back, but is there a new approach? Knowing that were a few particular enemies, is there any quick research study pool of information in which any of you guys would like to dabble in?
Maybe we want to research that big ass guy with the tree club. The two-headed one? Yeah, that guy.
The Etten.
Yeah. Do we have to burn his body or something?
Something going on there. He's influenced by. Well, of course, I think the other things were influenced by something strange, also. So
I think the instructor mentioned that they shouldn't be there.
yeah, maybe we can ask for backup of some sort, or some additional. If the dean really needs this done, maybe that gives us some leverage to get some type of assistance from the dean. What do you think?
No, they'll probably just threaten to fail us again.
Seg, what are your opinions? You were there.
Honestly, I think that it probably could be done. We definitely need a new approach. That we definitely have to stick together, and I honestly think we should try to avoid the bigger monsters this time. I don't know why they're there, but that's not what we were assigned to do, right? We're not assigned to take care of some weird two-headed malformed giant.
Yeah,
We
but how
just
are we supposed to get the little guys with the big guys keep trying to kill us?
I
We
guess it's fair. Not everybody can fly. Hmm.
didn't even
I know
see
they should work
any
on that.
of the mascots there. It seems like maybe we didn't get very far. Maybe maybe the mascots are beyond this area. We just gotta get past these guys.
Yeah,
Possibly.
that's totally possible. Yeah.
Sneak past the Etten. Don't disturb him this time.
And if you do hear all this information, you were provided information in regards to what went about and what could have gone perhaps better or what could be required. The biggest curiosity in which deemed failure was the lack of grouping or availability of one another. Really, I wouldn't say that you guys all had to be next to each other, but you guys were so far from one another that it was really hard for anyone to respond when another was in need. So that's something you probably would have picked up from their conversation in Ivia.
I think, yeah, I think changing that one aspect of it probably has a significant impact in the outcome.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we're not much for planning. I don't really want to cramp anyone's style by coming up with a hard and fast plan, but
Well, last time we had a plan, it was just all the other stuff kept getting in the way of their plan because they weren't in the plan.
right, yes, all of the unplanned for events.
Is there anything you guys wish to prepare or do in advance prior to going? I know you mentioned that you wanted to do some research on the Etten. What exactly do you want to try to discover?
Where they're actually from and why maybe they would come here.
Okay, go ahead and give me a, let's say, intelligence check. And kind of look through the manor's little minor, small library that has general information on creatures and those of where they come from. You pick up one thing for certain and it gives you no explanation of anything other than the fact that they do not belong there and you don't know why they're there. It makes no sense, absolutely nonsense. Nothing could have placed them there. Even if they were there, they wouldn't have been able to survive there. So why are they there is an unknown mystery.
Well, it was acting strange.
Maybe it's not actually an Etten. Maybe it's, an illusion or a polymorph or something.
Yeah, we should have had someone get hit with it just to make sure it was real.
Right.
Easy for you to say. It didn't come out after you made bird calls.
Yeah, I did try to avoid getting smushed. But I mean, we could always ask it. It seemed to talk.
Yeah, only one word, but sure.
Maybe it was mind controlled. I mean, isn't that a mind control thing?
Could be.
Entirely possible, yeah.
Well, is there anything else we want to look at?
Do we have anyone good with nets or other kinds of capturing when we finally see a mascot to capture it?
I can grab it, probably. I'm good at that.
I don't know. At least for me personally, when I impressed it, it became a lot more manageable.
Right.
So I really do think we just have to like talk to them or do whatever
Yeah.
it is.
That was the plan, was to just go in and do our impressive actions. Yeah.
But everything kept getting in the way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I really don't know
stealthy
how effective it'll be.
and sleighty of handy.
Right. I really don't know how effective it'll be, but I mean, it's worth a shot looking about, looking around about the weird virus or whatever it had, right?
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you guys wish to go about attempting to acquire or dip into in regards to?
Did we
Any
want to
of-
look anything up for the mascots?
Yeah, we could try and figure. So we have an idea of. I guess maybe we could find a Witherbloom student and ask him what would impress a Witherbloom mascot, because we were a little stumped on that one last time, I think. The bird calls
Oh,
work,
yeah.
yeah. Although that disturbs the end.
Although honestly, at this point, what doesn't disturb the Etten?
There's gotta be a
Seg,
book on the
on that
mascot, right?
point, roll a intelligence check.
Who rolls an intelligence check?
Seg Sykes.
All right, give me just a second to figure it out. Sorry. I just
Oh,
put
yeah.
intelligence, right?
Next. Oh, yeah.
If you
Yeah.
can't find intelligence on the character sheet, that doesn't bode well for the how high the check will be.
Heyo.
Oh, flat and steady. As you make the comment how the Etten seem to be bothered by anything, you stop. That's not true. The Etten didn't arrive until the bird call was made.
Damn it, it's after me. I knew it. That's going to be tricky, though, in all reality. If the very things we're using to get the nature mascots to come out and be manageable is the same thing that bothers the Etten, it's gonna be a
Right.
problem.
I wonder if maybe we can on our way there track down a Witherbloom professor or something. And is there any particular reason why an Etten would be disturbed by bird calls? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So maybe we could ask about that.
I'll take that note down. Witherbloom faculty.
Or heck, is the library on the way?
Yeah, I mean, naturally, the library is the epicenter of almost anything in which you must pass through.
That's what I'm saying. Can we just go to the library, find a book on the mascots, and figure
Yeah.
out
Let's
what
all go
they
to
enjoy?
the library. Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys head off to the
We gotta
library.
make it quick because we got a time limit. But
Yeah.
little time in the library never hurt anybody, right?
All right, so we'll say you guys. So did everyone roll? I mean, roll. Did everyone proc a long rest?
I was going to make sure that we did do that, but that was my intent.
Yes. The time in which you guys spent here would fall into such category.
Good, because I need 41 hit points back.
Don't sound so eager.
Before I do, I'm gonna do this.
Is that the number of hamsters that you eat in the nighttime or something like that?
No, I'm just making my own potion.
No, hamsters, I love it.
So instead of being 5, it will be 9.
That's it. Only 1% had to roll a long rest. Everyone else already did it.
Yeah, I did it at the end of last session.
Dare you? Okay. Cheers. Do you need a long rest?
Yep. Sorry, I'm trying to click the button.
All good.
I just wanted to make sure some of the changed spells changed over.
Gotcha. So at the Biblioplex, you guys intend to find a book on mascots and what else?
Ettins. Or ask one of the librarians about Ettins and bird calls.
I might, I know it's a long shot, but I might also try to find a book about weird, like, plant diseases, because there's definitely something weird about that. That I imagine has to do with plants.
Okay. Anything else anyone else wishes to declare prior to heading out?
No.
Alrighty then.
Can I
So-
feed my hamsters?
Your hamsters starve as you walk out and forget to feed them to go. No, I'm just kidding. You had plenty of time to feed them prior to your After you feed your hamsters, Rosie goes, "Hey, everyone, where are you all going? Don't we have something that you guys are all supposed to do? Because I mean, last time you guys failed really bad, and now this time that we have everyone, we should really go back and do it. Or is there something else that's more important that's taking preoccupied?"
What? do you want to help us collect mascots, Rosie?
Is it dangerous?
Yeah, it was last time.
I've been told by my therapist that I really should be speaking slower and making it very clear that I should no longer be tied to dangerous things.
You might need a different group of friends, though. We tend to attract danger.
Well, I figured I could just take care of the matter until there's a reason for me to be replaced on the team, but I sure do like this cozy home.
Do you what school you go to? Are you Witherbloom, or
Me, Witherbloom? Absolutely not. I am a Lorehold apprentice.
do you know anything in particular that would impress a Lorehold mascot? Any ideas?
Ooh, you guys' incitation of Shakespeare was super impressive, and I think they'd really like that. So I think that might be a great idea. Or perhaps you could do maybe a Napoleon speech. Oh, or maybe you know some of those crazy, outlandish Viking type people or something crazy. Any kind of historical type of soliloquy of sorts.
Okay.
Just show a cool historical piece of art, painting, artifact, item. I don't know. Anything that has to relate to the historical being in which they are would usually make the most sense.
Something to do with history. All right.
I mean,
That
it
sounds
would
like
only make the most sense.
the similar, a Silver Quill one would like a performance too. So, performing a historical piece might attract both, huh?
Ooh, you're thinking of those. What is it? Two birds and four stones equals a lot of missed birds. No, there's a saying somewhere in there, but I think you're along those lines.
Let's not hit any birds with stones, please, as I tuck my wings behind me.
Right. Let's not hit any fairies either. I really like that idea.
All right. Well, so you just hold down the fort here then, Rosie, I guess, if you're too scared to come with us, or too sorry, scared's not the right word. Too cautious.
Of
Yeah.
course, cautious. Great.
Actually, can I pull Rosie aside and ask her, like, whisperingly, how she got tangled up with this bunch?
Oh, I got saved from a tower by somebody who had to retire from the group because they ended up bullying another student that got kicked out, and we say that they went to rehab, but really they no longer go to the campus.
I'll blink a couple of times and take a couple seconds to comprehend that, but just kind of like nod my head.
Nothing seems to make sense with this group.
Right. Got it. Anyway,
You guys all ready to go to the biblio?
I am.
All right.
I imagine I probably couldn't find anything on whatever disease that was that the giant was suffering from.
Oh, we haven't gotten to the biblio yet. We're gonna get to that right now.
Oh, right. My bad. My bad.
All good. One sec. Let's see here. I still haven't done the biblio maps, so let me pull up the actual one. This one. Weird. Whatever. I'm gonna put you guys in the Archway comments. because I don't have the biblio map.
We're in the Biblioplex. Wink.
You got it. You're in the Archway Carmen's Bibliopex edition. Boom. So, I'll add seg to the bunch. What? That's not right. I changed his token and it updated properly last time. Hold on. Something is off. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so you guys go to the outdoor Biblioplex partition, which you guys totally knew about all this time. And in doing such, I have 3 assumed books in which you guys wish to research. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 active available players. That means one of you guys are assigned to each book, and one of you get to provide advantage to one of the 3 books. How do you guys wish to break it up?
I want to look at Etten books.
Go
Got
look
it.
up mascots, I guess.
Say again, Anivia.
I'll assist in the mascot books.
All right. Technically, Seg said he wanted to plant.
What?
So, and technically, Seg mentioned specifically plant diseases, so it makes sense that Seg will take that.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I want to know what's wrong with it. I'm a healer, maybe I can fix it, and he'll leave us alone.
Right. Says every great cleric. So, book mascots. It is, and Anivia, you guys go about throughout the grand Biblioplex library, a massive location of knowledge and history and stuff. Lots and lots of stuff. Particularly, is more fond of the mathematical corridor, but when it comes to just researching about anything, he is quite savvy. Anivia, you find yourself more curious by the day as you attend this school, and notice that there is a bit of eyes on you. Not necessarily you, but your group. You do pick that up passively. As you guys go about, is there anything specific you guys wish to lead into this? Is that Anivia?
I have nothing specific I want to lead into this.
No.
You follow Iz directly to where he believes the books may be. Will either Iz with advantage or both of you individually go ahead and provide me. Let me look at this thing real quick. Keep her in board, dude. Give me an investigation check.
Oh boy. You want to roll?
You have better investigation.
I guess I do. Not bad.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. You discover a couple things. The bird call was spot on for the Witherbloom. Another method is to feed them their favorite offset. Now, the problem with that is that there are many, many pests and there are many, many offsets. The bird call is almost the simplest. And it's not necessarily just a bird call, any kind of creature call would do. As for the for Lorehold mascots, any kind of particular historical artwork or known fact, if the more you can teach them or the more you can impress them with what you know about them specifically, would make it a little easier. Though introducing something completely new and proven historical is also grand too. For Prismari, it's a reflection of magic. Usually one would match their color. They play a game. They spew out a fire. You spew out likewise the same. They spew out a driplet of water. You spew out any source of wetness, etc. Unless some seem to be trickier, but they usually make it quite clear upon the terms of greeting. As for the silver quill, though a grand gesture of a soliloquy of one's great writing will do, any proven poetry or literature shall find its solid ground upon them, or even that of unique calligraphy. neat cursive writing or grand historic gestures across the paper or felt of a pen will also do. Something quandrix. That in which problems they love to solve. The more difficult, the longer they'll take on it. The more time they take, the more likely they'll hang around next. They are the most mischievous of the mascots. Well, no, correction. Not the most, as the Inklings from Silver Quill are considered the most mischievous. Though the Quandrix are a bit more calculated. Anything of particular angles and reflections might impress. Did I miss any?
5 schools, right? Yeah.
Huh?
Good. 5 schools, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got all 5. Yeah.
Boom. Look at that. So, is there any of you that is what you both learned? Cal.
Did you write that down?
I didn't write none of it down, so good luck. Cal.
Yes.
You, as you take your time in the study hall, looking in the basic of creatures and what it is in which seems of their behavior. Go ahead and give me an investigation check also. You know, and to have a sensitivity to very piercing sounds. Not loud, it's more of the high pitched tone. The higher the pitch, the harder it is for a humanoid ear to hear, though some creatures find it quite irritable. As in for the matter of them being found in a bog swamp like location. It is not improbable, though, amongst the campus. Quite impossible. Something is wrong.
All right. No high pitched sounds.
As for Sag, is there any way you wish to approach your study?
One more time, my apologies.
Is there any way you wish to approach your studies? Or do you want to just dive right in?
I'm pretty lazy. I probably never paid any attention in class, so I guess I'll just dive right into the disease department, I guess.
Okay. Before you actually begin your reading, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check.
A sleight of hand check coming right up.
You run your thumb across the pages of the book. Stop. Page 157. Advanced poisons amongst plants. Seems about right. You look a feather. You slide to the next page without even reading the next 2 lines. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. Not too shabby. You discover 3 things, whether or not they're immediate of use or just general fun facts, you decide. The first one. When creatures of home domain, those in which reside where they should be, act out of behavior, it is usually due to one's home being tainted. Second fact. For a plant to wither, but to lash out with aggressive nature and never be harmed in response, is usually that of a disturbance within their domain. Third fact. Some species of plant-like nature leave behind a trackable disease in their adversaries, and then play wilted, as if defeated, to one day return and defeat their prey. Give me an insight check. Bunch of bullshit to you, but plants sound kind of cool.
and terrifying. Why are we here again?
What was your question? What was it rhetorical?
Oh, I was just making a joke. I'm still untrusting of plants.
Absolutely. You guys all regroup. What do you share with one another?
I will tell them Ettins don't like high pitched noises. So
Oh, thus the bird calls.
any
Guess I could
clues
just
about
do my owl call since that's lower. Hoo. Huh? Hoo.
hopefully.
Eerie
I can't-
silence leaves you uncertain whether or not they even heard it at all.
So I was thinking about Silver Quill. You know, maybe we could check out a book from the library and read from it or
Well,
something.
I already have like the book with Shakespeare, so I
All
think
right.
we should be alright.
Is it just the reading in the book? Is it
Yeah,
just
since-
reading the book?
And since you're the one that technically read about the mascots, you'd get that. I mean, there's a bit of oomph that should go into said reading. It's not like, and then thy bow before thy, and da da da. You know, there has to be a bit more like, and thee thou bow before I, etc. You imagine there to be that oomph required.
Yeah, I think you gotta really lean into it. Like, not just read it. You gotta live it, perform it.
Well, right, sure, but then I wouldn't have to have it memorized.
Ah. Okay. Well, it's not my area of expertise anyway.
You guys all get like a little ping in your heads. Woohoo! Excuse me. So, this is Professor Sharpie pinging in and checking where you are. You guys have about 12 hours. No stress. No stress.
12 hours? I thought it was.
We'll get through this. She checks out. You may respond.
I worry the school doesn't have a professional team to deal with these sort of issues. Good thing they have us.
Why would it have a professional team when its students are clearly so expendable to them?
This is accurate.
I thought we had 48 hours. Did she say 12 hours?
Yep.
I guess we better get going then.
The deadline has been advanced.
I was gonna say is you have like a bunch of knowledge that the lorehold person probably wouldn't have, yeah.
Well,
I
in
don't-
Quandrix, I think is just, yeah.
Well,
I
then
don't-
is can do math with the Quandrix one.
Yeah.
And
I don't
you
know a
got
lot about
your-
history.
But don't you have your book on? It didn't have to. It was either new or historical, right? So they may not know anything about your book of whatever knowledge you have.
The original math one or the one I'm making? I can try. I mean, what's worse? They don't show up and ruin my day?
Yeah, probably.
Or history of your people.
What people?
You guys all hear another little ping. Sharpie again. Disregard the last message. Wrong group. Hoot. You hear like a
Wrong.
click.
Wrong group?
She's sending other people to the beach shredder? Wow.
yeah, wait,
brutal.
hold on.
I,
I mean, I guess good thing we're not the only ones, I guess. Maybe they'll take care of some of the bigger things. I don't know.
there's a sharp beak. Okay, well, let's get going.
Yeah. We'll figure out the rest as we go, I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
basically the only thing I have to say is plants are weird and dangerous, and apparently they act weird when something's wrong with their environment. So I guess keep an eye out for something inherently wrong with the Witherbloom campus. I don't know.
Well, Ents don't even live there. That's probably what's wrong with it.
No, the plant that's messing it up.
Oh.
Then again,
Okay.
I slept through
I'm good
all
at
my,
nature. I can nature.
I'm just trying to think of our spells also for Prismari with this magic match game.
Yeah, so
Sorry, what do you mean as in spells? I apologize.
Uh,
like
I
what
mean,
our
like,
options are.
I'm saying like if we need to create or destroy water, we got a cleric, but they may need to pray and get a new spell.
I
Well,
can probably create one.
respectfully, since you and Iz were the ones that read the book, you do understand that it's definitely like kind of like a Simon Says or a mime act where they do one thing but they express it. Like, so let's say you met a water weird mascot, right? That was a Prismari, and it would do like some kind of expressive kind of mist. It would expect something similar in return. If you go, say, the completely opposite in element, so you went fire, and you created something more like a smoke of flame instead of a stream of flame, then perhaps that'd be acceptable. You know, it's more of a matching expressiveness, but in a magical. It's purely using the source of a spell or some sort of magic innate ability. It is not in the sense of arts and craft with pens and markers. It is purely using magic to express themselves.
I get that. That's what I'm saying, but we don't necessarily have all the elements right
Correct.
now
Okay.
currently.
Yeah, I get it. Okay.
So
I
I'm
see.
trying to figure out how we can get all of the different elements of.
I can do some thaumaturgy, which will, I don't know, create sound.
Because I can do burning hands.
right, and I can create or destroy water, but I'll need to prepare that spell before we head in, right?
So that's why I was saying you may have to, do whatever you need to do to get that spell. I can't say what you have to do because I don't know what you have to do because I'm not a cleric.
I can create water.
So if Iz has got create water,
Okay, so we don't need
You can do
water. We
burning
got
water.
fire. Got
can thaumaturgy create a gust of wind? Maybe.
okay.
I have a spell that creates wind. I have gust of wind, actually. Yeah.
I can kind of do one.
Got magic
Yep,
missiles,
puff
but
wind.
I don't know what that would indicate for this creature. So
I can do a puff of wind. I can do
Okay.
that all
Like,
day.
in general.
thunder wave also. So I can do thunder.
I can
sounds.
create fire. I can puff wind. I can put fire on in and out, and I can create water.
Okay, so
This one could.
we got. Okay, yeah, maybe we'll be all right. Poison, we got. Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Let's go.
Not sure how useful it'll be, but I also do have the command spell prepared.
That's good.
Worst case scenario.
Oh yeah, mascots by force.
Yeah, there we go. If we can't get one, then we can just get the hardest one we think at this point. We could just command them. Fuck.
Get in the bag.
I'm just trying to think. I was like, as far as all of them, I think the Prismari may be the hardest.
Well, it
For
depends on what they expect of us.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It potentially could be the hardest, right? So the other ones, I think maybe we can finagle.
That's a good one. Good word. So, you guys at the Biblioplex studied material in hand and shared. Do what? You guys have an understanding of probably around still 24 hours. As you guys took a long rest technically, so that was some time that you guys recouping back after getting your ass still kind of counted into the initial time of your departure. So, 24 hours left on the clock. What do you wish to do?
What's
go.
the travel distance?
Check it out.
I mean, that's like 30 minutes.
Okay.
Travel distance is within an hour. Do you guys need any supplies that you don't have? You guys kind of blew through. I don't know if you guys actually blew through supplies, but you guys did use some health pots, etc. So I don't know if there's anything you need to re-up on, if it's store, that kind
I don't have money to buy anything, even if I had.
Yeah,
of.
I don't
Actually,
have any
correction.
of my money
There
right
is
now.
a correction. That is there. Correction. 1 second. Let me pull up the numbers real quick.
Like corrections.
There, you guys do have money. Let me just remember. Okay, so Nivea, you have a total of 727 gold.
What?
Second.
Now, right?
Hold on. Hold on. Technically, the only person who wouldn't have an actual balance would be Seg, but because Seg was present prior, Seg, I'll allow you to roll a D100 and then a D50. To do that, the D100 is the two right-hand side dice on the right, and then to roll a D50, you can just you can just click on any die and then just change the number to a 50. While I wait for the rest of the balances to load. For some reason, very slow. All right, very nice. Thanks. So you start out with 48, and then let's see what you get in the.
Well, that's shitty roll.
That's-
Damn.
yeah.
You got 50G, buddy. Congratulations, Seg. You were never really a money user, but now that you're amongst the rich kids, you see that they have all kinds of ways of using it. Cal,
Yeah,
you
probably-
722 and 50. Like point 50, so you have like 722 gold and
And
5
5.
silver, whatever. Yeah.
Awesome.
Is you have 720, and then when Shio does come on, he has 720 also.
Wait, is that from the passive gain?
This is from your guys' passive job gain that's been
Okay,
happening. In the
what
back.
about my old gold though?
Your old gold was already so you guys, so passive gain was actually 227. Your old gold was,
Ah, okay, gotcha.
yeah, there was a previous bonus inclined to all of you guys after the whole reset that I had mentioned before, and then this is just with your guys' job bonus.
Gotcha.
Well, then
Perfect.
definitely let's find a store. I want to buy some nets because why not? And if I don't know if we can buy armor on campus, but I can use medium armor, and I would really love to find some.
You said something was like poisoned. Said maybe we could get a like some sort of elixir to help with the poison creature.
Yeah, I think it's got some kind of parasitic plant in it, honestly, because I don't trust plants.
Yeah.
Plants are evil.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's, and maybe there's some magical remove poison, but I mean, yeah, that's a good idea.
All right.
Curse the school and its tight security. Why can't I rob anyone?
No one said you couldn't. So, here's what we're going to do, kids. Everybody. So, as each of you guys take your turn going to the shops, we will start with Cal because he definitely knows what he's looking for. You are looking for some armor.
Yep.
Okay. Now, particularly, does it have to be medium, or do you have any other condition you wish it to meet? You arrive at the tailor. They don't have anything on display, but have a lot of mannequins. You see a particular gentleman that walks up and goes, "Do you have money, boy? I don't like the poor students in my store. You can go to Raviel's if that's the case."
I've got enough for my needs.
Well then, perhaps I can assist you. What exactly is it you're looking for? I custom tailor only the finest clothes and, well, commission unique prices and fixtures. I'm sure I can give you what you need.
I am looking specifically for some better armor. I don't know if you've noticed, but walking around campus is not as safe as it used to be. So if you've got to change shirt, scale mail, I would buy it off you.
You know what? I in fact do. I have a change shirt, and you know what? This one I've worn just a little extra within it. You wouldn't believe the amount of intricate detail I put into it. I could probably remove a couple chains to fit you. Mine is a bit bigger.
Yeah, I'd like it to fit. That's a good thing. You say
Well,
it's some extra goodness to it. Is that just fluff, or is there actually?
well, allow me to show you, good sir. And he pulls out this intricate-looking chainmail that has like a so like women have those blouse shirts that have a two-piece to it. It's like the top part's very sheer and vellum, and then the under part's like a white or tube top or something stupid. So imagine the opposite, where the tube top aspect is the chain shirt, and then there's like this very uniquely decorative leather to cover the top of it so that it doesn't look so obvious in the sense of it just being a chain shirt. And it
Yeah,
kind of also it doesn't stop the noise, but it kind of sutters the annoyance of it being so immediate to the ears.
yeah, I like that. That's
And it
good.
is considered a +1.
Oh, chain shirt +1? Absolutely. Sign me up. You're
So
like
as
20
he
gold for this, right?
uh,